welcome everyone to another special episode of the We're Going 5 podcast. We have a very special guest with us today. Very special. He's our favorite coach of all time. He's a top 30 player. He's made ATP tournament finals. He's coached many top players. He's currently now with Alex Michelsen. Took Tallon Griekspoor to the top of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Kristof Vliegen in the house.
Kristof!
What's up, boys? Thanks for having me again.
He's here. He's our boy. Chris,
Big time.
It's so awesome to have you. Congrats on the new project you have going with Alex Michelsen, who is an absolute dog of a player. We think he's in for a big year. Tell us, how are things going with Alex?
Well, everything is going well. We're doing pre-season. I'm in LA for a few weeks now. So I just stay one more week here now before having Christmas at home, and then we join again in Australia. So everything is going pretty well until now. We had some good moments already, working hard, working on some stuff, and ready to compete in January.
That's awesome to hear, and it's good to see also that he's not on social media. He's in the lab right now, Chris, isn't he? He's working. Alex is working.
He is in the lab, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure that we.
And no exhibitions
sometimes
either,
he needs a day off. He deserves a day off. He's working
None
hard.
of these exhibitions, or is he doing these exhibitions too?
No, there's no exhibitions, nothing on the schedule. There has been some proposals, but he denied them all. So he's working.
School.
There we go. Green flag.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Yeah, but also, like, I think for him it's the first time that he's doing preseason, because last year he was playing next gen around this time as well. So like he couldn't do really a preseason with holidays. So he also wanted to have like 4, 5, 6 weeks of preseason fully. So he's fully committed to it, and he wants to become a better player for 2026 than he was in 2024 and 2025. So that's a good thing to hear.
Love that mindset. Love that mindset. I love it. What's it look like? So how do you plan the off season for him, Chris? Because I mean, the tennis season, it's so hectic and it's so crowded. So what's the off season plan looking like?
Well, it's actually when I met Alex, I met the physical guys as well. Like I spoke with the physical guys first to see like, okay, how you guys want to do it, how many hours you want to do it a day, what I want to do. I explained my things that I wanted to work on. But then we also said like, well, he needs to make 4 or 5 hours a day. We'll see how his body's going to react on that. I give the responsibility to the physical guys because they know him. They know his body at best. Like I start to know him. I know him now on the tennis court, but like mentally, when you get tired, well, you can also a little bit itchy. You can these kind of things. But we push him in that direction. We want him to get tired. We want him to be dead at the end of the week. So it's good. And now the coming weeks they're gonna be better for him as well. It's gonna be less physical, hard workouts. There's gonna be more tennis involved. So making actually the technical changes if they were needed, and then some tactical we talk about during the practices.
Very interesting.
For you in the off season, what's like an ideal amount of time to spend with a player to be able to make the changes that you want to make?
Well, I think it's like, let's say 20 years ago when I was playing, I always had a preseason from 5, 6, 7 weeks. It was longer. There were not so many tournaments. There were no exhibitions. Well, Alex is not doing it, so it's great. Yeah. So for me, like 4, 5, 6 weeks, we needed him. And I also do think a guy like Alex's age, he's only 21. There's a lot to build on. He is a great player. It's for 2 years he's making the circuit. He's winning great matches. I think he has 2 good years because like the first year he came, it's not that his level is good enough to be 30, 40, 50 in the world when he came. But I think like also need to confirm the second year, like what he did actually in 2025, it's pretty strong because he ended up almost the same rankings. A lot of guys, the second year, they drop a bit. I don't say they drop out of 100, but like a lot of guys that drop to 60, 70, 80, then you have the feeling you don't have a good year now. Even if he thinks his year was not great, because I think his goals are bigger than being 38 in the world. But it takes time. He's 21 years old. So I think we need to build him. He's already an unbelievable good player, but I think we need to build him on a physical way. We need to build him on a mental way, and we need to build on the tennis way. So it's gonna some puzzles, some piece of the puzzle. We need to get them together.
Yeah. No, I think he's also had a lot of big wins over big players, and I think no one likes to play
Musetti
Alex.
this year. He took down Musetti this year, who was having an amazing year as well.
And no one wants to play him either, Harun. Like he's he's that kind of player. Like I think players don't fear him. They don't want to play him.
They do fear.
Yeah. And or Chris, can you walk us through a day in the off season? What it looks like for Alex? Like what's a day look like for those us who are wondering? How do you plan the day?
How I plan a day? It's quite easy. Here in LA, we wake up early. That's great. I love it because it's getting dark around 4 or 5. So like we need to be done before that. So normally what we have done, we had some days that we do one long tennis session from 3 hours and we add straight physical workout on it for 1 hour, 1 hour 15. Like he has like one block of 4 hours, but we also did some days that he has one tennis block of 2 hours. He has lunch and he has a physical workout. That depends like how hard the physical workout is going to be and how hard I pushed on the tennis court. Like in the beginning, when we did exercises, well, they were hard. Like physically, they were hard on court. So you cannot go push again off court really hard. Then he's going to get injured. So, and that's why the physical guys, they're doing an amazing job with him here because they know exactly how he's going to be, in what kind of fatigue he's going to be. So, and also the goal is like, we don't want him to get injured. Like, because like we're pushing the body pretty hard, but like if you push it 2-3 days too hard, well, it's possible he's going to get an injury. Even if it's a small injury, we don't want to lose days. So until now, and I'm going to touch wood, whatever, like he's fully good. But now we told him also this week, we gave him 2 days off this week. There's a reason why we gave him 2 days. It's not because that we want to be in the beach and I want to do something else. It's because like we see that the body and his mindset needs it as well. So, so it's like every day is a different day. It's actually a little bit, you always need to compensate a little bit the days. Like, how do you feel in the morning? How does he feel? How you can feel like after 10, 20 minutes on the practice court, you can see like, okay, he's there. And sometimes you can have the feeling the legs are still sore from the day before because he was on a treadmill or he was running or he was doing weights. So like it's the body is always, his body is actually giving us the direction where we can go. And he's the one who says, like, okay, I can push here. And today, guys, I need to be a little bit more off. But when the moment he is tired, then for example, I hit with him and I do only specific things. I don't make him run too much, but I make the hours on the court, but in a different way. It's not with the same intensity then.
So you're talking about 3-4 hours of blocks per day, or is it more than that, Chris? Sometimes
it has been a few days, a little bit more, but let's say average it should be 3-4 hours a day. Working on things, and it can be 2 hours tennis and 2 hours physical workout. It can be 3 hours on the tennis court and 1 hour physical workouts, and that's actually like with the team we discuss how we're going to do it.
Amazing.
But now the coming weeks is going to be a little bit less. It's going to be more tennis specific on the court. So the physical workouts, there will be also more on court.
And what's the tennis part looking like, Chris? Can you kind of walk us through like a tennis session, what the tennis sessions are?
Well, the tennis sessions are like they have been really tough in the beginning because then you make the exercise tougher. You make him suffer a little bit more. That means he needs to become a better tennis player. He needs to become a better mover. So we have been working a lot on the movement. So that means that he has to go left, right for a long time, as long as he can for sometimes. and in the beginning of that, the first 2 weeks, we didn't play 1 point. We didn't even play 1 point without serves. It's like only basic things, only these kind of things, and also still start we need to still start to know each other on the court. And when something happens on court, I always will ask him what do you feel about it? And he also needs to be open-minded and tell me, Chris, I don't like it, or I like it, or how do you see those things? What do you think I should do? It's a lot of communications as well. So it takes also a little bit of mental. Well, no, it takes a lot of mental energy as well.
Yeah.
But Chris, when you have someone as driven as Alex, who wants to, like you said, he wants to reach the highest level in tennis. You're talking about we listen to his body, but how do you also protect players like him who probably maybe they want to push even beyond? How do you prevent him from I actually think you shouldn't be pushing harder than you are right now?
No, that's a good thing you say, because like that's again, I can push him hours. I can make 6 hours a day on the court if I want. I'm there. I'm gonna be tired, but it's not gonna be the same thing. So that's
Yeah.
why I think that the team, hold the team, is the most important thing, and that everything what we do, it's always well thought about it. Like it's not like we don't go on course. Okay, today we stayed 3 hours and we see what's coming. No, we know exactly what we're gonna do. And yeah, we push him in the hours that he's on court. We will not make him work 6 hours. That's for sure not. It's not because he feels good on Monday that we're going to push him 6 hours, because we know on Wednesday he's going to be tired, Thursday is going to be worse, and Friday it could be a shit day physically. And then we try to get it as good as possible. We always want him to get to the end of the week in a good way. We don't want him to be on the court on Friday and he goes to us like, guys, I don't want to play. I just want to be in my bed. If we get to that point, that means that the team did something wrong.
Okay, understood. Okay.
Very good. And well, I want to ask you about this question regarding the communication that you just mentioned about, because it is very challenging, I think, to develop that transparency and that openness. You know, it doesn't come naturally, I think, to most players. And so how do you adjust to that, Chris, especially because you were, you know, kind of adjusting to this new role, maybe to the middle end of the season? How do you build that, and how do you adjust to joining so late in the season? Or does it not matter?
Well, I think it does matter. But for example, when his manager called me, he was still in Shanghai. The manager called me and he asked me like if I could do 3 weeks with him, Almaty, Vienna, and Paris. That was actually to see like, okay, those 3 weeks, I was not gonna change anything in those 3 weeks. I was not gonna adapt a lot of things. Of course, I knew Alex already because like Tallon played him, and I see him for 2 years on the tour, so I know what he's doing. Like I know who he was working with before as well. I know the guys. So I said, okay, I can go with him, but let's see those 3 weeks. We're gonna use them to getting to know each other. Like, of course, I'm gonna be there to support him to win the matches as much as possible, and of course, I'm gonna make a tactical plan. That's for sure also, but I also need to know like if he's able to make the tactical plan. With Tallon, of course, after 8 years, I know exactly what he can and what he's not good, but not as good as in. So I'm not asking things to him that he doesn't know to do. With Alex, I told him, I called him after the first call I had with the manager. I spoke with him and we said, okay, we're going to go 3 weeks together. We're going to do everything we can and we see how it goes. And actually, the nicest thing was, like, okay, when he gets into Almaty, he makes semis. It's a great week already for him because he didn't win a lot of matches before. I think he did really well that week. Vienna, he was very tired, but then between Vienna and Paris, we were spending already 10, 12 days together. And I was already explaining a few things that if we were going to continue to work, I wanted to change a few small things. And he said, okay, let's try it straight away. So actually, we tried something between Vienna and Paris already, which was actually not good. And I said to him, like, if it doesn't work out on the court during match, it's my responsibility. Like, I don't want to, like, we can wait with that. We can do it after Paris. And we tried the thing. It didn't work out at all during the match. Against Zizou, it was also against Zizou. It was not that easy. Also, I was also in the corner. So we tried something and it didn't work out at all. We tried something with the serve. It didn't work out at all. It was this, I don't know the stats of all year, but it was the stats of that day was really bad. But
like a technical change, Chris, in the serve.
Yeah, we did something technical, yeah, because he didn't feel great with the serve, so we tried something, and okay, it didn't work out at all. But for me, that was also like already a little proof that he had confidence in me. That he said, okay, let's try it. Like he could have told me easy, like, Chris, if you don't do it now, I want to be unbelievably good in Paris. This is my last week of the year. We'll do it. We'll see if we see each other again, and we do it. If we do at the end of November. You know what I mean? He could have said it.
Yeah.
And of course, so that feeling already that he gave me by doing that, and I think also I gave it to him the way we were speaking, that was already a really good base. And those 3 weeks has been a benefit for the two of us, because like after that, we both knew from our side, okay, we spoke a lot, but said, okay, what are you going to do? Like we're going to try to manage it. We're going to do weeks together. How are we going to do it? He asked me if I could come to him for preseason. I said, yes, of course. Whenever I'm committed to the job, I'll fly over. I'll do as much as I can. Well, this is my 4th week now, and everything is going good. And I think the relationship between him and me is really healthy. We can talk about all the things. We have a lot of fun. I have no idea how American football goes. I have no idea about basketball. So he talks a lot about that, but I listen to it. I know he's a big fan of the Clippers. I always hear the Clippers are the worst team ever, but I don't know. So I cannot judge it.
It's like Man City. It's similar to Man City vibes, kind of.
Okay. It's not bad. Man City's not bad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kristof, I want to ask you something about technical changes here. So, how are improvements, technical changes, planned during the season? Do you plan that, or is it how does that happen?
Well, I'm not a big fan of technical changes during the year, because I think that if it's a small adaptation, it's okay. If you talk about let's say a volley, for example, it's possible that the grip of the volley that you use, it's not the best one. You can turn it a little bit. That's a little change, because how many volleys you're going to play during the match? You're going to get probably 10, 15. You're not going to hit 100 serves. It's not the same thing. So if you want to adapt the serve, it's the worst thing you can do during the year, I think. But if the player accepts it, and he knows that probably result will not come straight away, but it will take a while, it's okay. But that also depends how the player thinks. I can relate on a few players now. You have competitive guys, they do everything to win, but you have also guys that look more at the process where they're in. So that's also something that I need to know. I know it now from Alex, but if you want to make technical changes, I think you should do it more in the off season, and during the year you can adapt a little bit. But if there's a big change, I would think that you need to 4, 5, 6 weeks to get it good.
Okay. So Sinner, when he decided to change his serve in the last quarter of the season, that was incredibly difficult, I assume.
Yeah, but the only thing also, you don't need to forget, when he after US Open something, he changed something. He's not playing the week after. We went to Chengdu, we went to Beijing, we went to Shanghai. Don't forget, when he plays finals of US Open, he has a few weeks to do it. So he's playing less tournaments, so he has more time to make adaptations to some things. If a guy let's say, the guys I've been working with, let's say with Tallon, if you play 28 tournaments, there's not so much time left in between tournaments. Yeah. I think a guy like Yannick is playing 20 tournaments a year. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't look at it, but he's not playing as much. So imagine that he's playing 8 tournaments less a year. Well, that's 2 months he can work on things. I don't say he's not doing it for holidays also, but but there's gonna be some weeks that he's gonna be able to work on.
Okay. Well, very interesting. Well, then, when it came to Sinner's experiment with the return stances in the French Open, that specifically, those technical changes, can you explain why he did that? What makes him and Alcaraz great returners, and what technical changes do they do there? Is there anything that they focus on that you think?
Well, they're 100% focused on something, and I think they're focusing a lot on each other, because they are better at this point. They're better than 90% of the guys. So I do think that both of the guys, when they play to each other, they feel that something is different. They need to do better at some point. You can go to the finals of New York. Well, I think that some guy was a little bit surprised by the level of the other one, so you need to level it up. So they need to keep on working on things, and that's a tactical thing. I do think that a guy like Sinner and Alcaraz, if you talk about those two guys, they also have all the options. They can do everything with a tennis ball. They can take the ball early, they can take it late, they can attack, they can defend. You have other guys, they don't like to run, for example. They only want to attack. So they will not stand back on the returns, because they know if you play a return from far away, you're more on the back foot. So that's not going to work out. So it's also they make changes and it's unbelievable what they're doing. But they also have the ability to make the adaptations because they can do it physically, and technically they can do it easily.
Okay. Wow.
Then, Chris, if I can go back to that point about the return stance, because I'd like to get your thoughts. So when Sinner did that change to standing, that sideways like Nishikori, what value is added when he makes that small adjustment?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like you should call him instead of me for that. Like, no, it's like it's
expert.
a feeling. But
you're our mentor here.
yeah, I know, but I know, like you can have all different kind of players that they think differently. Alex, for example, or Tallon, for example, Tallon was always making a little step forward and jumping into the return. He's always doing that, but that's the way he feels it the best. You have also some guys that just do the split step and they don't move. Then you have another guy who goes like sideways. Like, I think it's more a thing that the player feels comfortable with. I think it's more something like that. And I'm not 100% sure that Yannick was returning better with a different stand than the other. I think it's still unbelievable. Like, I don't think that he did bad with the other stands. Like it wasn't. We didn't have the feeling like, when he stands like one side, he's returning better than the other. Like, no, he's always making all the returns and he's not missing a ball from the back. That's what everybody still thinks.
Yeah. Oh, true.
What makes them such a great return? Is it just the fact, so it's just pure talent? Like, or are they like working on something specific with the return game? Because obviously they are returning so well. Like they're returning amazing and they're putting so much pressure.
Well,
what are they working on, Chris? Or
well, I do think that they work a lot on reaction. That's because like the ball is coming fast. Like the faster you can react, the better it is. I think they have also the ability, the eye-hands coordination is unbelievably important as well. So like, I think they see it very fast. They feel also where it's gonna come, and they have the ability to to hit the ball always in the middle, clean in the racket. That's a thing that they have. But like, it's impressive what they do. But it's not like let's say Alex de Minaur. He's not. I don't think he's returning less good. It's just different.
Yeah. But does that go back to, you said the hand and eye coordination and they're working on the reaction time? That's not on the tennis court, correct? That's like different, I guess, those things where I don't know where the eyes
you can do
move
it
in certain directions or like.
Yeah, you can do it on court. You can do it on court. You can do it off court. Like that's also something like with the team. Again, you discuss like how you can do it. That's the same thing if you work on a ball toss, for example. You can do it on court. You have to do it on court, but you can do a lot of things off court to get also the left arm all the time in the same direction. You can do it. It's not a physical workout, but you can do it in the gym as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Kristof, here's a question. So Smaggy is a big fan of Tsitsipas. Like, he's one of his favorite players. So
yes,
can we is or was one?
It's I'm in a tricky situation now, Chris, because he's having a low moment. But I'm a big fan.
He's struggling a bit for sure, Tsitsipas. But is it impossible for someone like Tsitsipas, who is a top player, to switch to a two-handed backhand?
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. No, it's impossible. It's impossible. No,
this is not a technical change. It's technical suicide.
No, that's ruining his game. Like, I know,
Okay.
I know what you guys are the direction you guys are taking. We know that's the backhand is something. Yeah, it's not working for now a pretty long time. Well, I think they're working on it. The father is back in the game. I think Stefanos tried something else before getting his dad back in the team. So I think like some guys have tried to do something, I guess. Well, it didn't pay off yet. We'll see now also. Like, I think Stefanos is rebuilding himself again. I think it is not easy for a guy like him. He was like top 10 for a couple of years, and he was actually close to, I don't say he was winning a slam, but he was getting close. Like, he was one of the competitors to beat him.
against Djokovic in RG, and he won ATP finals. Like, he was high.
So, and now he's like, I don't know what's the ranking is, like 30 in the world or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I think for him, it's also tough. Huh? It's mental also tough, like working hard and being top 10 for a couple of years and now feeling like that he's a little bit off. So I think he's struggling with that as well, which is also normal. Huh? But he's a champion, so there's no reason that he cannot come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris, what did you make of Goran's comments about Tsitsipas after Wimbledon?
Ooh, spicy.
Like, because he got criticized really hard because he came out so openly and he seemed pretty harsh. What did you think about that?
Well, I do understand what he said. Like, I do understand what he wanted to say with it. Is it the best thing to say it openly in the world? I don't think that's going to help your player at that time. I'm not sure about that. But Goran is a guy, like, he's straightforward. He says what he thinks. Well, you have the proof of that. And maybe he did it also to get a reaction of the player, and it didn't work out. Sometimes you do things to get a reaction of somebody else. Well, in this case, it didn't work out. But I don't think it's the best thing to say, for sure not. If you want to continue the job or you believe that he's going to come back, then I don't think that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I thought it was out of tough love.
Yeah.
But then clearly, I think the social media reaction was so big, I think that it kind of killed the vibe.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, the thing today is with social media, I don't say it's taking over, but you need to be careful what you say, what you do, because today they can. I also do think what Goran said, like in the newspapers, how they put it in the newspaper. I'm 100% sure he didn't say it in that way. Just the way they put the words. Like, if you read it, it's hard. But maybe he said it in a different way, in a more kind way. It's still hard, but it could be. Because I know that Goran said in the end, I think he did a podcast or an interview or later, he said like he didn't say it in that way. But that's something the social media takes over. So you need to be careful how you say things and if you say things.
When that happened, did you send Goran a text like, "Yeah, man, I know you didn't mean to say it like that. Like, are you?"
No. I think there was already enough trouble around all that I try to stay out of the trouble. I have enough trouble in my own life. I'm not going to get into somebody else.
But you would advise to stay away from just like talking about your player in a negative light, I guess, to the media in general. That's something coaches would stay away from.
Well, there's a thing, like you imagine that your player is playing bad for a few weeks and he's losing it mentally, or he tanked half a set. If you get a journalist in front of you, well, there's nothing bad to say like, hey, he needs to get it back up because mentally he was out, he tanked. That's nothing bad. Like, that's saying the truth. And I think, like, if you talk more in general about things and you start to cut a little bit like the legs of your player, well, then it's going to be different. So I don't think it's smart to talk about negative things to journalists or to somebody. But if it's just behind the match, after a match, and he just tanked or he broke 3 rackets, well, there's nothing bad to say like he just broke 3 rackets. It's only the truth what you say.
Yeah. Then let's talk more here about the tour. And you hinted about Alcaraz and Sinner, and especially what happened in their finals matches when we were talking about RG. But one of the most, I think, inspirational things that we saw this year was how Sinner lost that brutal Roland Garros final, and then he was able to turn it around in Wimbledon. Just how did you see that turnaround, and just your thoughts on him to be able to do that, go from that brutal loss to beating the same exact player in Wimbledon, and I would say dominant fashion.
Well, that's the proof he's a big champion. It's as easy as that. Like, I think after the finals of Paris, like, for sure he has been sad for a few days, and for sure he wasn't feeling good because he went to Halle, but you could see in Halle he was not ready to play it, and he played public. He was playing unbelievably well, so that's also something. But you could see that he was not there yet mentally to do it. But I think they had with the team, I guess they had a lot of conversations. They had a lot to think about. And on the other hand, like, he was close in French Open. He was so close. So there was nothing that you needed to change. It was not that he lost 6-2, 6-3, 6-2, and he had no chance. I think then in the locker room, it's different. Then they say, like, well, the problem is getting big because, like, we had no chance today. Actually, he was there. He was winning it. He should have won it. So then it's just a matter. I don't say it's a matter of luck, not at all. But, like, it's a matter of like 1% somewhere. It's not that he was 30% behind him. Huh? He was there. No. So, like, I do think that after a couple of days, when he had conversation with his team, that that they said to each other, well, we did everything we could. It didn't come your way on a Sunday afternoon, but there's no reason to change anything. And maybe it could motivate it even more for Wimbledon. It's possible after 10 days. I think he got it.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree with you, Kristof. We said like if you were on his team, then Sinner would have won RG.
Well, I do think that he could win RG with a lot of guys. Like he's so good. But the team, he's working with an unbelievable team as well. Like we know that Yannick is an unbelievable talent, that he's working hard, and he's an unbelievable good human being. But I also do think the team that he has is a very strong team. It's not that they're just picking up the balls. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the importance of the team is clear. Well, we saw something similar because I guess not as dramatic, but Alcaraz, he was the king of Wimbledon, and then he lost how he lost to Sinner. Then he was able to bounce back and do what they flipped the switch, and he did what he did in the U.S. Open. Is there anything you saw there on how he bounced back? You're like, okay, there was something that like I take away from what he did.
Well, I do think that in New York, Alcaraz was more aggressive than in Wimbledon. That's for sure. He took it more to him. Like he was more aggressive. He's doing more things. I also do think that the hard court of US Open gives him more chances to play the drop shot, to play a little more aggressive. The grass is still a kind of surface that is kind of difficult to play on. You cannot do everything anymore. It's slow. Maybe it's even getting too slow so a guy like Alcaraz, he wants to hit hard. I think US Open, he showed that he has a lot of options, and he was also like doing all the options. He was playing serve and volley, he was playing aggressive, he was getting defensive when he needed to. In Wimbledon, it felt like he was playing from the back with Yannick, and he couldn't mix up the game enough. And I think like he changed up the game, he mixed up his game unbelievably well during 2 weeks in New York.
Okay, Chris, so I was just asking you about Alcaraz and Sinner, but, right now, Kristof Vliegen, the iconic coach that we have here, your player's going up against Carlos Alcaraz or Jannik Sinner. What in the world is the game plan going in?
What is the game plan? But first of all, you need to start with winning your own games. You need to start with that. Win your own games, serve well, and then you will see where you're going to get to. And I still do think that if you play a match best of 3, in 90 minutes, a lot of things can happen. Like, I do get when you play best of 5 against, let's say, Alcaraz or Sinner in Paris, then a lot needs to happen. But I still do think if you have a good serve and the service suits you, there's no reason to think like it's impossible to do. I think in the past, Tallon proved it already against Yannick a few times. Well, this year in Shanghai, okay, he got a retirement, but he was there. He was very close to it. So I think there you can do something. Of course, you can do something, but also like as a young player, if I look at Alex now, if Alex plays one of the two somewhere in Melbourne, or it doesn't matter which week, well, he needs to go in there and he needs to get in there open-minded and to see like, okay, we give everything we have. We'll see in the end what the result is. And we also will talk about after the match, okay, what was good, what was not good, how did you feel about it? And maybe they will show us where we need to work on more than we already did, or maybe we didn't.
Do you have to play in a very aggressive style against Yannick or Carlos? Is that the only way to go?
I think you need to play on the edge. Yeah, I think you need to go for your shots. It's like if you give the boys a chance, they will take it. So I think like every chance you have, you will need to do it. Like and that also depends the game style you have. If my player is a hard hitter, it's gonna be easier to do it. I think a guy like Opelka has more chances today to beat one of those guys because he's used to go for the shots. He's used to serve unbelievably well. Like if he has to play like Munar is for me an unbelievable good player.
Yeah.
But he's playing so much from the back. It's kind of the same game plan they have. Let's say Yannick and him. So I think like Munar has less chance to beat that guy in one day than somebody hard hitter today. But it also depends like the surface, of course.
Were you with Tallon? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry,
Aaron,
go ahead, Yusuf. Go ahead.
No, just because you brought up the Shanghai match for Tallon against Yannick. Were you with him then?
No. I was home. I got fired already just before that.
Sorry to bring that up. Then I'm sorry.
No. But it was good. No worry. It's like I got fired. Like I think after Beijing. So yeah, it's like 1 week before that I got fired. I was supposed to go there, but I didn't go.
Okay.
Not part of that CV. It's not on the CV. Well. Does that change, Kristof? Like the not necessarily the game plan for one match, but like let's try to play this play style. Like so maybe in the off season, okay, we need to be more aggressive to prepare for such a play style that you continue doing throughout the season. Like just those two players, because just how good they are, how you beat them has to change how you play now?
No, not at all. I think it depends. First of all, the player in what kind of state of his career he is. It's like what kind of period. Like if you look at, we're always going to compare the same thing. But if you look at Tallon, who's 29, 30 years old, he is like now he's there to win everything. He built his career, he built his body, he built his tennis. His tennis is there, the physical thing is there. So he is competing. A guy like Alex, who's 21, of course you want to have results, and of course you're gonna go big. You want to go big with him results-wise. But like Alex, his best years, they should be in a couple of years. They should not be now. And they're getting. He should not be. Let's say he should not be 35 in the world now when he's 19, 20, 21 years old. He should not be 85 in the world when he's 25, 26, 27. If he does all the things right, if he keeps on working, keeps on building, like it doesn't mean that you cannot drop a little bit at some point. That doesn't mean that, but it should. That's not a good thing. If he's there, if his ranking is dropping, and he is working hard and he's doing all the right things, well, there's no reason for him not to think bigger.
Okay. Well, then correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, because I feel like I don't know if the younger generation of how tennis is evolving, where unforced errors are not like something people look at that much. Everyone's playing so much more aggressive, and it's no longer. Don't know if I'm wrong here, but like the ratio of winners to unforced errors, as long as the winners are more, if they're like 40 winners, but we have 35 unforced errors, we're happy because that means we're playing with more risk. We're going for our shots. Has tennis evolved to that perspective, or is that me reading too much into just a few stats?
No, it's possible what you say. Like I don't know if everybody thinks the same way as you explain it, but I do get it. But I also do think that all the surfaces, they're getting slower. Like if you look at the indoor courts now in Europe at the end of the year, if you look to Paris, well, Paris indoors was slower than the clay courts we had during the summer. So I do also think like because the courts are slower, the guys are moving better, that's for sure. So it feels like they have more time. So they also have more time to hit hard. Like before, 20 years ago, when we were playing indoors, we were playing on a tennis court that was so fast, we didn't have a chance. Like we couldn't, to return, it was already difficult. But now everything became slower. So the guys became already physically stronger. So they have more to hit. So they have more time to hit and they have more power. So they go for more shots. But I do think that's because also the surfaces like allows it.
Very interesting that you say that. Then speaking of indoor hard, Jannik Sinner right now, I think he's on absolute tear, 30-something wins on indoor hard and no one's able to touch him. Does anyone stand a chance against him on indoor hard? And what will it take to overcome Jannik Sinner on indoor hard?
Well, I do think that you need to be 100% yourself, and you need to hope that Jannik is going to be close to 80%. That's going to be at least then you get a chance to maybe to get close to it. But that's reality. Huh? I do think like when it's indoors, there's no wind. The conditions are always the same. There's no sun. There's no shadow. There's no wind. Well, at that moment, you can see that he is on top of the game. Whenever it's getting maybe a little bit windy, when it's windy outside, well, both players, they lose a little bit of the percentage, like how good they're going to play. Well, yeah. and I do think when it's indoors, Jannik, well, he hits the ball so good. He's so clean. There's nothing what can disturb him from the outside. So then he can always go, and his level is unbelievable every day. That's also something you need to admit.
When you were playing, did you prefer, like, if the conditions were maybe a bit worse, So maybe I don't know, is that an advantage? Like maybe I can take advantage and I can adapt to these extreme conditions, whether it's wind, whether I don't know, maybe a bit rainy or something. And the others like, oh, they
No,
can't.
mentally, I was not ready for it. I'm sorry. Mentally, no. I had so many weeks in my life that I opened the curtains of the hotel and I see the palm tree going that way. I don't know, we close the curtains. It's already a rough day in my head normally. So then with the palm trees going left, right, I knew it was not going to be my day. So no, I knew it. So no, mentally, I was not ready to do all these things. Like I cannot explain it better. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought maybe so, like you think, okay, if this is a difficult situation for them, then I'm gonna like
because
mentally...
you're building off of Rafa, because Rafa is great on outdoor conditions and he overcomes them so well. Alcaraz as well. So I think he was trying to.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I say it to everybody now. Huh? I say that I have to think that way, but I couldn't. and my coaches back in the day, they also told me, and I know they were right, but I couldn't do it. But I had, of course, there were some days that I handled it good or better than the others. But like I was always happy to have a roof above me, and then I knew there was no sun, there was no wind, there was nothing. Okay, this is. If I play now, I can play. I don't need to take care of shadows and all these things. It's better for my mindset. It was better.
Yeah. Pure tennis.
Love the honesty for that, Chris. Then Jannik Sinner right now. What do you think his best surface is?
The best surface. Well, I do think indoors hard. It looks like unbelievable for him. Huh? We just said it. Like if you don't lose a match indoors, well. Then it looks indoors hard is a surface where he feels the most comfortable in than the others. But still, like if he won 95% of his matches indoors, then he won 92% of his matches outdoor, I guess. So it's like if he loses next year, if he plays, I don't know, if he plays Rotterdam and he plays at the end of the year, he plays a few indoor tournaments and he loses 2 matches, we're gonna say that 2026 indoors wasn't as good as 2025, but it's like one match. It could be one let, it could be one break point, it could be one line, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? That also makes the change sometimes.
Yeah. Amazing points. Then how about Alcaraz? What do you think his best surface is? Because we have a debate here ongoing of what his best surface is.
Well, I do think that on grass, he has unbelievable skills to play on it. I think he got overplayed this year, and I don't think it will happen next year.
Nice.
I think he has something.
Nice.
I think
That's
he has
so
some. I still do think that he has something more than the others. He can mix up the game every single time. Like I have the feeling when Alcaraz is playing that he's going to decide what's going to happen in the end. If he's going to play aggressive, he's going to be defensive, he's going to make a drop shot, he's going to go for the winner, he's going to go for serve and volley. He's mixing everything up. Jannik is more like stereotype, which is also I love it to see it, because it's a different kind of game. It's kind of different. But I also do think that Jannik is going to try to mix up a game a little bit. You saw already a few times that he plays a front drop shot. He comes to the net a few times. So he's trying things. So and Alcaraz, I still think that Alcaraz, the grass suits him unbelievable.
Yeah, it comes naturally to him, I guess, more than Sinner. But Sinner, like you said, we've seen him incorporate the drop shots, and if watching the ATP finals, like he used it to perfection against Alcaraz, and he was actually the one that was able to use variety more than Alcaraz and to, I guess, surprise Carlos, which was usually the opposite whenever they would play.
Yeah, so that's also the thing. Like if you can look at the matches that they've been playing in Paris, they played everywhere the final, so you don't need to mention them. But like you can see, like one time if one guy surprises the other, and a few weeks later it's the other guy again. So they are both looking to first to get their own level up, and also to try to mix up a little bit to surprise the other one. And until now, I think Jannik did it with the drop shot. I think Carlos tried to play a little bit more serve and volley sometimes. So they try a few things to see how everybody reacts on it. Well, actually, how both they react on it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And also, you beat us to the question because we were going to ask you who has the edge on grass, and looks like you already gave us the answer. You think Alcaraz has the edge on grass?
Well, I say that because I do think that Alcaraz has still something more today. But I also do see that Sinner is working on things that he will use also in the future. So, but I still think that Carlos will be ready for Wimbledon.
Chris,
Chris is on my team. He's on my team. Chris is on my team. That's
is it easier for Alcaraz to become more like Sinner, or Sinner to become a little bit more like Alcaraz?
That's a tough one. I think that depends really. I think it's gonna depend also like what the player wants, like how he feels with it. I do think for Sinner it has not been that easy to mix up his game a little bit because it has been a lot from the baseline, back and forth, like the returns, the serves, everything. But I do think for him it has been difficult to put sometimes a drop shot in a match or in a game. But they're open-minded. You can see they're open-minded both.
Well, Chris, you've played through the golden generation of tennis. You're now coaching in what could be the Sinner Alcaraz, also legendary generation. From what you've seen, during your playing years, now your coaching years, are we looking at the highest level of tennis when these two guys go up head to head?
Oh, that's complicated. You don't want me to start to compare the generations.
No, but that's why you take it.
It feels like the next question on your paper is that.
No, but that's why, Chris, I didn't go back to, let's say, the generation before the 90s, because also technology, the fitness. Let's stay within the generation where you were playing, I guess, and like this next generation.
Well, again, I think that the guys of today, they are really athletes. They become more and more athletes. They become fitter and fitter. They play unbelievably well. I do think that the game has changed a little bit because, like, as I said, like the service is becoming slower. Like Wimbledon 20 years ago, like I know that let's go back to, I think that Federer beat Sampras for the first time Wimbledon. Both were playing serve and volley 80% of the time. I think Sampras 100% and Federer was playing also serve and volley all the time. I think that Federer won Wimbledon more from the back in the end of his career than in the front. Yeah. So that already showed something. When we were playing on grass, like, well, you couldn't play from the back, or almost not. Like, you could play on it, but like most of them were playing serve and volley because they felt like, okay, from the back, it's not going to be easy. Today, if you play serve and volley on the grass in Wimbledon, well, the problem is you're going to lose easily because like the returns are coming back. The service is not as accurate anymore because it's getting slower. So, but I would have loved to see Alcaraz Sinner 15 years ago on the grass, the faster grass or the faster indoor courts. But I also want to see, I would love to see Roger making career on the surfaces now, on the slower grass, on the slower hard courts. So to compare it, I don't know, but it would have been really funny to like, would have been exciting to see them, because I still do think that these guys are so competitive. If we talk about like Sinner, Alcaraz, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, if you look at Djokovic now, at the age he is, he made 4 semifinals of a slam. Still, it's, if you look back at that, actually, like, who is better, who is not, like, well, the number says enough for Djokovic. He's for sure the better one with the numbers. But he only loses against those two guys, actually, if you look at it. And I do think he's losing it because the age is getting him a little bit. Like, you can see, like, he's not that explosive anymore as before, which is normal. But if you go 10 years back, you put the level of Djokovic 10 years back and you put it today in him, I think you get pretty good matches. Still good matches. Now it's not that Djokovic is getting, Djokovic is not losing 6-1, 6-3. It's like he's there. He's still there. So comparing it, it's difficult. And I would actually, if you go back in the time, would have been great to see them all 4 on the faster service and all 4 on the slower services.
I love how this conversation is flowing because I think we're on the same page, Chris, because our next question is about the man himself, Novak Djokovic. So he wanted 25 and 25. That did not happen because, as we know, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner were in his path. Yeah. He probably wants 25 and 26. Yeah. Do you see him winning a 26 slam? And if so, or what's the percentage chance Novak can get number 26? 25, sorry.
Well. First of all, the question I would ask, like, on where he's going to win it, where he has the biggest chance.
Where do you think he has his biggest chance?
Is it? Well, I think Paris for sure not.
Yes, thank you. I agree.
I think Paris not, because I think it's going to be too physical even the matches before. He
He's
needs
not
to.
with you, Yusuf. He's not
Not
with
with,
you.
he's not with me.
Yusuf
You
thinks
switched
Paris
it
is
up
his
on me,
best
Chris. I
chances.
thought you were going to say Paris.
No, Paris. I do think Paris. He has. I don't say no chance, but less chance to win
Okay.
because
And he
I
said
think
that too
physically.
because he came out and said, "I don't know if I'm gonna come back next year with."
Yeah,
edge,"
and also
he
like
said.
physically, I think physically he. Don't forget, he needs to beat them both. Normally, if both keeps on winning, he needs to beat them both, and he needs to beat them both in 48 hours. So if he play, imagine he beats Sinner in semifinals. He's not gonna beat him in 2 hours and 5 minutes. He's not gonna be fresh on Sunday. I'm sorry, it's gonna take a while to beat them. So is he able to do that against them in Paris? I don't think so. Do I think that he has something to do in Wimbledon? Well, I would not be surprised if in Wimbledon he's going to be closer than the others.
Yeah. But in Paris, I felt like I know because of the physicality, but like part of me when I'm watching, I'm like, it's the slowest of surfaces that he can actually keep up with the pace a bit. Sometimes I feel like they're overpowering him. Like in Wimbledon, he was overpowered because it's a bit faster. In US Open, he was overpowered. But on the clay in Roland Garros, I felt like he was able to go toe to toe with Jannik Sinner in all three of those sets, even though it was straight sets. I felt like he was right there in most of the matches because the surface is slower and he can
that's
actually
for sure.
go fight.
But the age is not going in his favor. He's going to get 30. Was it 39? He's going to get 39 next year?
39, yeah, probably.
So he's going to
39.
get 39. So, like, with the age, it's not going to get better. But I do see what you mean by French Open. He was close, but he was close, but he was far away. You know, like the score was good, but like he didn't win it. So, no, I do think Paris is going to be too difficult. But why not Wimbledon? Knowing that he's still moving unbelievably on the grass. He has unbelievable experiences on the grass. And I do think if Wimbledon, he could play a little bit more aggressive. Goes maybe a little bit more for his shots. Okay, he needs to have the good day. He needs to have a great day. But I do think Wimbledon could be won. If I give him a chance, if I need to put $1 somewhere, I'll put it in Wimbledon.
But do you think in 2026 we're going to see a more aggressive Novak Djokovic? Just because the age is going to force him, like you're saying, he has to be more aggressive. Like, is that something we're going to see him change into over the next few years, or how many more years he plays?
Well, I do think like I don't know what his goal is. Like he says he wants to win slams, but like he also feels that it's going to be a tough one. So I think that he will need to make a little change. I think in Shanghai he was already playing serve and volley a few times, like in the first rounds. Is he playing serve and volley because he wants to make the point shorter, or does he know that he cannot lose against the opponent he was playing at that moment? I don't know. But like, I do think that he wants to get the points a little bit shorter. If I would have been in his position, and I felt like, okay, physically is getting tougher. Well, I need to do something more. Well, I'm going to play a little bit serve and volley. I'm going to go a little bit more for my shots, and then we'll see where it goes.
Kristof, can you do like part-time coaching? Can you coach Alex Michelsen and Djokovic?
No. Let me on my own goal. My goal with Alex Michelsen is 100% focused there.
No.
I'm good with that.
We need you with Alex. We need you to bring Alex to the top of the game.
Yeah. What percentage chance do you give for Wimbledon, Chris, from your Avenue viewpoint now?
Comparing to the other ones?
Yeah, like what percent chance do you give Novak to win Wimbledon? If you had to put a percentage on it.
20%.
20, that's good. That's good.
I think 20%. Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, 20%.
Well, then let's shift a bit here to the younger generation, especially because you're now coaching one of them. So the Alex Michelsens, the Lerner Tiens, the Jakob Menschiks, and obviously Joao Fonseca. What makes these guys so good?
Well, they have an unbelievable talent. They are one of the guys. They all serve pretty good. They all return good. They move well. They're unbelievable good ball strikers. So like they all have the capacities that they have. Like they have the qualities that they have. Everybody is individual, but like Mensik, he serves unbelievable. I think Lerner Tien is playing unbelievable from the back. He's not missing. He's so solid since he worked with Michael Chang. He's mixing a little bit more of the game. He will never serve 25 aces a match like Mensik. But like his game is there. They're young. They have no fear. They have no fear to go out there. They want to compete. I think they're really competitive. All of them, the young guys, and they just want to beat each other.
Yeah, but it seems like they've made this big splash on tour, from Michelsen to Fonseca to Tien. They're beating all these top seed guys who were supposed to be, the next gen that were supposed to fight for slams. And it feels like they just okay, guys, you guys can take a step to the side. We're the next ones that are gonna fight the Sinners, the Alcarazes, the Djokovic's for slams. What happened there where that generation in the middle is okay, they're now, I would say, beating that middle generation on a consistent basis?
Well, again, I think they grew up as well by different things. Like I come back with the chords. I get a little slower. I think that the ball striking from every young guy today is really good. Like every young guy you can see Fonseca, you can see Lerner, you can see Alex, you can see so many guys. They strike the ball so good, so hard, but with unbelievable quality. So and again, well, it's the first time I work with an American guy. That's for sure. I also do see that there's a difference of mentality in that comparing to Europe. I can relate to that. Here, the Americans, I can see that the Americans here. I speak a little bit the last couple of weeks with the guys. They have confidence in themselves. They have self-confidence. They have self-belief. They go out. They say I will compete until the last moment. We'll see where it gets to me, and if it doesn't work out, well, I know where we're going to work on. It's a long-term plan as well for the young guys. The young guys. Yeah. The thing is, they don't need to win today. If they go out and they play Sinner, nobody expects them to win. So if they win, great. If they lose, it's normal.
Then what about the European mindset that you're saying is different? What's different about that one?
I do think that the self-belief is different. I do believe, the last couple of weeks when I've been here, it feels like the Americans have more self-belief. I also do think at some point they're a little bit more competitive. I don't say that the Europeans are not competitive, but I think they have something more. I do think, for example, okay, I'm here, so I'm not a player anymore. But let's say that Europeans, they go 1 month to Australia, they come back home, and they're gonna play Montpellier, Marseille, Rotterdam. They're like home. It feels like home. They lose first round, they can go home 2-3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Then we need to go, as a European, you go to New Orleans, Miami. After Miami, you come back, you stay in Europe until Washington. So that's the last week of July, something like that. American guys, they fly to Australia for a month. They will go after they go back home. But the thing is, they have to play Dallas, Delray Beach, New Orleans, Miami. The thing is, the States is so big. I was in Florida 1 week ago. And I said to Alex, when will we fly back? We fly back on Monday. How long was the flight? He goes, 6 hours. I said, how do you mean 6 hours? It's me, 6 hours. For me, 6 hours, I'm in Dubai. Brussels, Dubai, I'm somewhere else. Here's I'm still in the same country. I go Alex, are you sure? Yeah, look at it. Yeah, 6 hours. So the Americans, they don't go home. And they will come to Europe. Let's say, I don't say they all come from Monte Carlo, but they will come from Munich. From Munich to after Wimbledon, they stay in Europe. Some guys will fly home for 3-4 days. But we actually, in that period, we go back in between Madrid and Rome. But it's possible I'm going to be home for 8 days. American guys, not. So I do think there's the mentality also is different in that kind of way.
So they built some mental resilience, you would say.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Well, it looks like. We'll see how the mental resilience is going to be of my guy in let's say in June, but I hope I'm touching wood. I hope he's there.
He'll be there. He'll be there.
He'll be there.
We believe in Alex.
I know he's going. I know he's going to be there.
Then we're so high on this next generation, Chris. Alex, Joao, Lerner, Jakob. You can see there's superstar potential in all these guys. When do you think they'll be ready to compete for the big tournaments and Grand Slams on a consistent basis?
Well, yeah, you said it. The question is great because the last word is consistency. That's the thing. Let's say if you look at Alex, that's what he says. Like, I'm just saying what he says. He said, I played 3 good tournaments this year. I said, well, 3 is not enough. It's not a lot. Where you say, I do think there were better tournaments or there were better things, but like, so let's say that Mensik wins Miami and he gets 1,000 points with that. After that, it has been a little bit more difficult, a little bit injuries. So the consistency is not there yet. And that's the thing when I say, like, they're both, let's say, average 21 years old guys that we talk about. Yeah. Well, these guys, they're not consistent yet, but they prove already now that they're going to be dangerous in a couple of years. And that's the thing. Like, if you keep on working with those guys in the right direction, you see the bigger picture, then I do think they're going to be really good. And again, Sinner Alcaraz, these are the guys, they're consistently 10 months of the year. They don't lose anything. They're so good. But I don't think you need to look at that. You don't need to compare yourself to that. Like, look at Ben Shelton, how he did it. Look at Felix, how he did it this year. He was struggling a little bit for a few years. The ranking, it was not going great. He's back to 5 in the world. So So he also went a little bit back in the ranking, but he kept on working with the same coach, with the same team. They kept on believing it. And at some point, it falls and he's back in. And it's not that they think, oh, he's back. Oh, great. No, he has been working hard to get back. He has been working even the moment it was like tough for him. He has kept on working. He kept I think the team together. I don't think there were panic actions because he was losing a little bit more than he was expected to. Like, I think it's very important when you see the bigger picture. It's stable in the team, in the head of everybody. I think then you're gonna get the best results in terms.
Yeah, very well said.
Give them 3-4 years. Give them 3-4 years. They will be there.
Oh, nice. We'll be waiting, but Smythe is not going to wait that long for Fonseca, though. He wants him to win a slam, I think, in like a few months.
Wow. Smythe's nicknames for these guys is Wow Fonseca and Lerner the Burner Tien.
Not bad.
We need one for Alex.
We need one for Alex, man. You need to have one.
Do you have then you have any ideas for us?
No, not yet. No, it's up to you guys. I cannot make it up. That's up to you.
You give me a couple good weeks in the beginning of the year. I'll have one for you.
Yeah, good, great. Well, we'll look for it. We're gonna look for Brisbane, Auckland, Melbourne, and then we'll see.
I think though, Smiley, I think we had one of our episodes before. Like, you were talking so highly about Michelsen when he got injured. I think, but he continued the match.
You must have seen that one, Chris, when Alex got injured and he wasn't able to serve overarm. So he actually was serving sidearm. He was just hitting straight up forehands, and he was staying. And Metz, he stayed in the match. He was down to break.
He lost 7-5 in the third.
It was for me match of the year. Match of the year candidate. I just loved the guts. Like, from there, that's when I absolutely fell in love with Alex as a player. Like, this is an absolute beast. Like, he had no reason to continue that match because obviously, like, it's impossible to win if you can't serve. Yeah, he was there, and I don't remember who was the opponent.
Was it Nori? Was it Nori?
Nori, yeah. I think
he was serving for the match.
Yeah.
And Alex was like, I don't give a rip. He went in and he broke back, and then he went and he stayed in the match. Like, Alex had every reason to leave that match.
Yeah, I heard
he had every reason to leave that match.
No, it was against Benjamin
Bonzi.
Ah, Bonzi.
He's a French.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. This is what I want to see.
Yeah, of course. No, but that's. I also do think that we just spoke about being competitive. Well,
yeah.
I think my guy that I have today is competitive. It looks like he's competitive and everything, and he's competitive to me. Like, we play the stupid mini games on the court. Like, I played it for 25 years. He never played it, so it's impossible to beat me the first 10 times. You need to think a little bit. So, and he still wants to play it every day. I get messaging from him like, hey, tomorrow we're going to play the game against. Yeah, if you want. Yeah, it's good. And I tell him, you'll be on the socials again, because every time you lose, I put a video in there and you have to do something. So, like, look. So that's, but I see he's competitive. He's competitive, and I like that. That's what I'm looking for.
No, I'm a big fan of Alex, and that's why I'm telling you, he's a dog. He's an absolute beast. And also, I feel like
Alex
he has
Alex the Stone Michelsen.
He's
Alex the Rock. Like, has to be something where he's a grinder. Like, he's tough.
We're gonna have something for him. Don't worry, I'm gonna have something for him. And I also think he's really humble. Chris, because I've heard him speak many times in interviews, and just he has a great deal of self-awareness and maturity for his age, which honestly really shocked me. But then, as a result, I'm not surprised by how far he's come.
No, I can tell you that the moment I met him and I met his parents now a few weeks ago, I can tell you the people are unbelievably good human people. You can see like they keep on working. They are nice to everybody. They say hi to everybody. Like they're not selfish. He's there. He's an unbelievable great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
amazing.
good. It's
a
obvious
great-
he's a good guy.
It's a great point. Also, when you were talking about Chris, the fact that like they believe, and from the very start, like he wouldn't. I think he took down seeded players at slams in the beginning of last season, the year before. Like it's something that he expects of himself, which is something like, you know, we were talking recently Fonseca when he was I think at the Laver Cup, and when you know you can hear the changeover, and he's like, I don't care if that's Carlos Alcaraz on the other side of the net, go beat him. Like you can beat him. So I think like that mentality that you're talking about that these young guys have, Alex also has it clearly because he expects to beat these top guys, and then he goes out and he does it. So it's proof right there that, okay, that's something special that not many guys have.
No, 100%. And I can tell you that there's one example. You said I have one example that from Alex at the end of the year. Well, you guys, you can find it out against who it was. I'm not going to say the name, but before the match, I said like, hey man, be careful because this guy, he can play. Like he's not playing great the last couple of weeks, but be careful. He serves good. He does this well, that well, and he answered me like, Chris, don't worry, I beat him already a few times. I'm good against him. That's what the answer that I get. Like, oh, it's like how you mean? And he won the well you can check it, but he won the match, and after the match he told me like, you see, he said, oh okay, yeah, you're right.
That's
So
an
I do
alpha.
think that the self-belief and the confidence that they have, and I really do also think that they don't care who's at the other side of the net. They don't care who is there. They just go like, I want to beat him. That's it. Like it doesn't matter who it is, and that's also something good because like they like the challenge and they're gonna push themselves to become better. And I know that the young guys, they're looking at the ranking for the other young guys. You can see that they talk about, I heard some names that they're really young guys. How does it, he's already there. He's that age. He's only 22. He's so young. He's so good. So I do also think there's some competitive thing in that as well.
Yeah. There's a good generation that's going to push each other. I could tell you, Chris, he's been chewing up Tsitsipas for breakfast. He's 3-0 against him every time. Like I was like,
I know.
Played him in Australia. He cooked him in Tokyo. Like every time he plays it, like I was like Tsitsipas of like round of 128. Like Alex is still coming up, Grand Slam, former finals. Like nah, he got cooked. He's been cooking.
I think his record against him is pretty good.
Yeah.
But speaking of those guys, of the Zverevs, the Medvedevs, the Rublevs, and I guess Ruud also, how long can these guys continue to stay at the top of the game, or are we going to start to see a decline, and then the young guys that we just talked about, the next gen, we would call them, overtaking them? Or are they going to continue to stay there at the top, do you think?
No, they will stay there as well, but I do think that the young guys, they're going to beat more and more often those guys. Yeah. Like, I do believe that we say like Medvedev, Ruud, Rublev, these guys, they will stay the top of the level, the top of the world. But I do think that the young guys, they will. I don't say they have 50% chance to win every time, but like they believe first of all that they can beat them, and of course, like with the time, the coming months, years, they will need to beat them if they want to be top 10 one day. So then you have no other option. You will not be top 10 by beating guys ranked between 80 and 150. You don't play them. So you need to beat them. And I do think that a lot of young guys, they have fire in their eyes. They are ready to go. They're fired up to play any of those guys, and they're not afraid to go out.
Yeah, 100%. Then
what's missing for someone like Rublev and Medvedev?
Each one's different, I guess. Ask him a certain player.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just the game now too fast, too powerful now for them, because like their game didn't change much, but they're losing more.
Well, I do also think that maybe they get a little bit tired. They're there for, let's say, 10 years, close to that. So I think the fire is maybe a little bit less. I think they're going to also get more focus on the slams, for example, if they're going to go more the focus on the Masters series. Like, that's possible. I don't know. I'm not in their head. So I don't know what they think. But what excites me is that the young guy starts to beat those guys, and that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for with my guy.
Well, we have evidence it's happening already.
It's happening. It's happening. Then, Chris, this was something that we loved. It was probably the most inspirational thing we saw this year, and I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Valentin Vacherot's run in Shanghai. Just, do you have any thoughts on that? When you saw that, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking? That Tallon Griekspoor should have been there. That was what I was thinking. Even if I got fired 1 week before that, I was still thinking that. But I also do think that 100, how many players? Like let's say 95 guys were thinking like it could have been me. So you know what I mean? Like, no, I do think Tallon. I think Tallon had he had 5 all out 40. I think in the third. Or something. No, he had something like that.
He had his chances. I think
he had big chances. What do I think about it? Well, that it means that, again, I said it 1 hour ago. In 90 minutes time, I think a lot can happen. And you need to believe it, but it will not get to you. It will not come to you. Like it's not going to fall your side, because it's not casino when you play red or black and you wait. No, you need to earn the spots. So what Vacherot did was unbelievable, and also the weeks after he had been in Basel, exactly. He did his thing. He was there, like in Paris, he was there. It doesn't feel like he had one good week and now he's off. Like I do think, I do think the confidence is high. I think that's great. But again, I think if a young guy plays against Vacherot in Melbourne, he's not going to be scared of Vacherot. You know what I mean? Like, but what Vacherot did, it's an unbelievable story. But it means also that you can beat number 5 in the world, but you can lose to number 180 in the world. That's the proof. Yeah. So you need to be. You can look forward, but you need to look your back as well. But the guys behind you, they are hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember for Tallon, because he came off the Sinner win, and like, how are you that fit of the tour? He just beat Sinner and then he lost.
Yeah, and that's also something like, and for Tallon, I don't know, because I spoke with him a little bit in Vienna, but like I do understand that he lost first round in Stockholm. That was 5 days later against Fernley, which is a great player. But like I do think he lost in Stockholm first round because the Vacherot was still in his head, which is also understandable.
Yeah. But it was clear that it affected him because I think he said, "I hate tennis right now."
What was it? I didn't hear it.
I think he said, after the match, like he did an interview for one of the Dutch channels, and he said, "I hate tennis right now."
Oh yeah. He said, "I hate tennis. Tomorrow I will love it again, but today I hate it."
Yeah. So it was, but you know, it like the Valentin Vacherot thing. It just shows you. To me, I'm like, confidence really does wonders. Like if you can just find some confidence, and then it just can take you to. Now he's going to be seated at the Australian Open, which is insane. If you come to think of it, like just a few months before, and he wasn't even going to play Australian Open.
No, and he's going to be seated in Melbourne. It's going to be great for him. But again, I do think that a lot of guys think they can beat him, so they'll all want to be in his section. You know what I mean? Like if you have the choice between in this section playing Medvedev, who is like, I don't know, like 12th seed, or you play 24th seed Vacherot, I do think you don't want to be in Medvedev's side. You still want to be in Vacherot's side, because he's going to need to prove himself week in, week out, that's the ranking he deserves for 1 year, not for, let's say, 1 week. I don't want to make it in 1 week, but I do think guys are looking forward to play him, and perhaps they lose against him, because like he's a great player.
Yeah.
It's crazy, Kristof, because
Go ahead.
It's crazy because like a few months ago, you even watched the matches that he was playing on the Challenger Tour. It's
not great.
It's horrible. Like it's nowhere near the level that where he beat Djokovic, where he beat Rublev, where he beat Tallon, where he beat Griekspoor, beat Vacherot, he beat Rinderknecht, Bublik, like Vacherot. These are all great wins, and coming down from a set down in most of them. So it's like the level was unreal. And then when he went to Fritz, so like, it doesn't make sense. So like when guys like you say that, oh yeah, we're in the same league, I can beat him. I feel like, how are you saying that?
No, of course.
How are you saying
No, of course. I get it. No, it's like confidence makes a lot. And of course, he has been working his ass off with his team before everything. And they all probably told him like, well, it's going to come. It's feeling like it looks better. It's going to be coming. well, nobody thought, I think it's going to be there that was going to fall. But I was like, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he's going to do in 2026. But he's free to play for 11 more months. Because there's nothing to defend, I guess. So he's free to play.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I guess no pressure. No ranking pressure from that sense.
No, that's a little bit like Popyrin. Popyrin had it also 2 years ago with winning. What was it, Toronto? He had nothing to lose, and I don't know what his ranking is now. It's like 40, 50 still.
I think he's dropped. He's dropped even further, Chris.
He dropped.
He's 54 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? How like at the end of 2026? What do you think his ranking would be, Chris?
Of who?
Of VV Valentin Vacherot.
Was his ranking going to be?
Yeah.
It's tough to say, but it's tough to say a number because it's all going to depend like beginning of the year. Imagine that he keeps on winning. He keeps the flow. It's great. If he starts losing and the confidence is going a little bit down and as we all saw some matches of him challenge during the year, I don't say he's going to go back to that level. Well, it can drop fast, but he has nothing to defend. So actually until, let's say, August, he will stay between 20 or maybe better and 40 because I guess he has nothing to defend. So we will see what his ranking is in September, and at that time we will know pretty fast how it's going to be. But like he has the level to be top 50, that's for sure. But like how many matches he's going to win? Is he going to be able again to win something? Is he able to win Dubai 500 or not? Karatsev did it 1 year. He made semis in Melbourne and he won Dubai.
Yep.
That's a perfect comparison. I was just about to say he reminds me a lot of Karatsev, like the same journey, same story.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible he's going to do that. I don't know. Basilashvili, he was 16 or 15 in the world. At some point, he was looking to go to quarter semis in slams, and at some point he was gone. So it's crazy how it goes.
Tennis is rough.
Tennis is so hard.
It's hard.
It's
hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Chris, I'd love to get your opinion on this because, I think the entire year we were hearing different players talk about, okay, the schedule is too long. It's too hectic. We need to cut down this. Like, that's the entire talk. What are your thoughts on just this entire thing of, okay, the season's too long, the calendar's this, the calendar's that. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, that's for sure that they put more and more tournaments during the year, but you don't need to play them. Okay, you need to play the slams, you need to play the thousands, that's for sure, and you need to play a few 500s if you're top 40 in the world. But nobody tells you to play 30 weeks a year. Nobody tells you to play 33 tournaments a year. Nobody tells it. So you can make the schedule as hard as you want. Of course, you're going to play less tournaments when you win more. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think there are too many tournaments during the year. I do think that, but that I don't say too many weeks. I do think like if you have 3 ATPs during the week and you have 5 challenges, well, then it's getting that's way too much. But that's because I'm from the old days. We were playing 2 ATPs event a week, and we had 2 challenges. You were ranked 250 in the world. You were going to play futures. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Now, when you're 250 in the world, well, you play challenges in the big ones. You can play really big ones. You don't get in all the ATP qualies, but like you can play also every week. So I do think that it's Laver Cup. It's an extra week, but how many guys are playing it?
Yeah.
Alex did it this year and he loved it.
Yeah.
But like the Davis Cup weeks is something you can talk about, but I do think like you make the schedule as hard as you want. But I also do understand when you're 65 in the world and you're defending 500 points the coming 4 weeks and you don't play, well, you're out of the 100. You're not playing Wimbledon main draw, so you need to play. So the pressure is that way. But if you play 10 tournaments a year and you win all 10 of them, there's no problem. But I do get that not everybody's winning every week.
Yeah. Then with Alex, are you managing like an entire, like you guys have this is how the entire season we plan for it to go and then we revisit? Or is it like we do the first quarter and then based on what happened, we're going to revisit and then we're going to plan the second? How do you go about that?
Well, we made it up now until French Open, more or less. Of course, like it could be a change somewhere. Like it's gonna be Brisbane, Auckland, Melbourne. It's gonna be Dallas, Delray Beach. It's gonna be Indian Wells, Miami. He's gonna go Houston, and then from that on, he's gonna be in Europe. He's gonna play Madrid, Rome. Maybe he plays Munich before Madrid. That's gonna depend, like how he feels, how it has been the weeks before. So, but these tournaments that I said now, like before the Slam, for sure he needs matches, so he's gonna play. So before Melbourne, Indian Wells, Miami, you need to play. Well, the American trip, Dallas, Indian Wells, it would be stupid not playing it. So there's nothing special that I say. Like Madrid, Rome, you need to play them. So do you play between Rome and French Open? You're going to play Geneva, yes or no? That will depend. How many matches he played on the clay? What's going to be his ranking? Is he seeded? Is he not seeded? Can he be seeded? Do we go to Geneva because it's a little bit an altitude on the clay? It could be good for his game, yes or no? That's going to depend of a few things.
Okay, great. Well, my last question in this part, and this is a tough one, Chris. Are you ready?
Yes, shoot.
Who do you think is going to be the next new Grand Slam champion?
Oh, man. But in 2026?
If you think we're gonna have a new one in 2026, sure. But
no, that was gonna be my answer. Nobody. It's 2026. Nobody.
No, that's why it's phrased the next new one. Because
oh no, it's tough. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I cannot say a name.
Knock on wood.
Okay.
Valentin Vacherot?
No. Sorry. No.
Fair enough. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like I don't even have one name in my head that I think, okay, he could maybe or something. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. And
time to ask. Maybe let me make it easier. If there wasn't Sinner Alcaraz, who would be the great search?
Djokovic.
Novak.
Djokovic, yeah.
Djokovic would be on the top of the list even now with 39. Okay.
I think so, yeah. But I do think so because I do think that a lot of guys still think they cannot beat him.
Yeah. He's in everyone's head. Like it feels
like
he's
in his head. He's in the head of everybody.
Yeah. Fritz in the US Open, we know Fritz the head-to-head.
Maybe a guy like Fritz. Why a guy like Fritz? Okay. Why could not he be a 2027 champ?
And what about Sasha, Chris? What's going on with Sasha?
Yeah, I love him. I love the guy, but I don't know. I don't know. It feels like he missed his chance in the Open against Ruud one year. I don't know which year it was, but it feels like that. But again, he's number 3 in the world, 4 in the world. What is it?
Yeah, number 3. He's still.
He's the best of the rest. So why not him? Actually, we could put him also like a Slam winner.
Yeah. Do you know him well? Do you know Sasha Zverev well?
I have a good connection with him. Yeah, I speak sometimes a little bit when I'm seeing him on the tournaments. Nothing special, but I'm not intimate with him. Like I don't know everything what's going on, but I think he's a nice guy.
I feel like Sasha, Chris, during the Roland Garros where he got injured, remember against Rafa?
The ankle.
I think that was some of the best tennis we've ever seen him play. And it's a shame that that's how it ended. But
that's true.
That day I was like, I think this is his. This is
it could have been his as well. Yeah, it's true. It could have been his as well. Yeah, but actually, who could win a Slam today? It's tough, huh? I'm gonna go with Alex Michelsen. I don't care.
There we go. You're riding the boy. Even if he can't serve overhead.
That name, huh?
Even if he can't serve overhead, Chris, he's gonna be hitting some side.
He's gonna be there. He's gonna fly. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight. He's gonna compete until the end.
He's gonna fight. Then, Chris, time to get into some tactics, some really where you are a guru and a Zen master of this stuff, so you can talk this a little bit. And I wanted to mention 2 pet peeves of mine, which really bug me because I tend to like more aggressive forward movers in the court. Chris, why is volleying so not common as much as I would like? And then my second point, serve and volleying, is that just a surprise tactic on break point? Can it not be used more often? Why are we seeing too many players hang at the back? Why is it such a lost art, volleying and serve and volleying, of course?
Well, the answer is easy. Because the balls are getting slower, the surface is getting slower, the guys are moving better. So the thing today is like, if you want to play serve and volley, first of all, you need an unbelievably good serve. So some guys can do it. And so I think some guys will do it also in the future a little bit to mix it up. But we will not get back to the 90s, in the beginning of the 2000s. We will not go back to serve and volley 85% of the time. That for sure not. But I do think that some guys could go 20%, 25% to mix it up.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see 20. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's ju- like some
you know
people
what you
can
need
get
to
to
do
20.
then? You need to write a letter to ATP and they say like we need faster balls and we need faster surfaces to see that again. It's actually pretty easy to do it, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. And the thing is, like, also going to the net, I'm 100% with you to be more aggressive. And again, the approach has to be today perfect because the guys, they're such good athletes, and that's the main thing why they're not going so much. But again, I do think that Tallon and even Zizou at the beginning of the year, they won a lot of matches in the past because they were going more forward. They were trying to get forward. Okay, Tallon won two tournaments on grass. It's not the fastest grass. And Sertogenbosch was pretty fast. Actually, he was playing, I think, 30% of the time. Serve and volley was going to the net a couple times during the match. Well, this year in Mallorca, he played serve and volley quite a lot. So he was also able to do it there. So I do think that playing forward is something to keep on working on. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see more volleying. I just love it when players come to the net. And I wonder, Chris, also if this is something at the junior level that's not being focused on enough. I mean, the Americans are really good at volleying. You have a heck of a volleyer, I think, with Alex. But and not, maybe less so with the Europeans, aside from a few. I feel like the volley is not necessarily a core part of their game.
No. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's 100% true. And I think it's again, like, that's also the reason why I wanted to work with a young guy to develop every part of the game. Like the volleys, I also do think it's important to have it. And it's not like you need to know how to play serve and volley like Boris Becker did. It's not like the half volleys, these things. That's not common anymore. But like I also do think that you should know how to put a volley somewhere. That's for sure, to finish the point to start with.
Yeah. Then what about this, Chris? Because now, we see more players take more risks also sometimes with the second serve. Like Yannick, we saw him do it in the ATP finals, against Alcaraz. He was going bigger on the second serve. Carlos does it sometimes. Medi and Bublik also quite known for that. Why don't we see that more often? The big second serve, like a lot of, I think most players are quite conservative on second serve, whereas the double first serve sometimes has a payoff. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, again, I think, like, first of all, if you're going big for the second serve, it could mean that you're confident in your second serve. It could also mean that you're not confident in playing the rally against that kind of opponent. So maybe you want the free point and you take the risk, you play black or red on the casino, the same thing. Yeah. So you have 2 points of views. It's possible that you don't want to give too much rhythm to the opponent on the returns all the time. If you feel that the opponent makes every return in your second serve and you always get a little bit under pressure, well, you don't like that pressure, so you want to get out of the pressure. So what are you going to do? Or you're going to go big for your second serve, or you're going to go less for your first serve. That's the choice of the player where he feels good about.
Yeah. Okay. So you leave it to the player. There's no tactical element that you discuss about that specifically.
No, I think also I think the player decides at the moment what he's going to do. You can talk about tactics, but if the player feels so much pressure on the second serve, he needs to get out of the second serve and he needs to get a better feeling with the second serve. And that's what I said, or he's going to go for less speed on the first serve but a higher percentage, or he's going to go, he keeps on doing that and he's making 50% of his first serve, means that he needs 50% of the time his second serve, and on that time he will need to do something. A lot of guys are going big on second serve now because also they have the ability to do it.
Yeah. How much are using analytics, Chris, nowadays? We've been seeing some players have an analytics guy on their team, and there's more data available. How much are you going into that and using that when coaching a player, when preparing matches and so forth?
I'm not using the data with Zizou. I was using it a little bit because he was working with a company. I was using it a little bit more for myself to get the confirmations about the things that I thought about the opponents. So now I'm not working with data so much. I've been watching so much tennis by myself. I'm watching not every day now because it's a little bit time up, but like when tournaments are on, all day long, there's the tennis on TV, there's tennis on my iPad, and I'm watching tennis. So I'm looking as well, like if opponents, what I know from in the past, if they adapted something, yes or no, if they keep on doing the same things. So I'm looking for patterns, what opponents are doing, but I also do look for patterns for my own player. So I do think that data is important. Like now, the last couple of weeks, we have been using data for the physical workouts. It's important for him to know, for example, day one, he had so much power. And in, let's say, day 20, he was working 20 days, in day 20, the power increased by, let's say, 7%, or it increased by 10%, or it didn't increase. If it didn't increase, we did something bad. So, and also I do think that it gives confidence to the player, like, hey, you have been working, let's say, 4 weeks. This is the result. This was you on day one, and now you're day 30. Look at the difference, and you're getting better. You're getting better at this. You're getting better at that. So I think also it's something that could give some confidence to the player as well.
Very nice.
Wow, very interesting. Then talking about the mental standpoint a bit here, Chris. Last year we saw guys struggle. Like we saw Medvedev was struggling a bit, Zverev was struggling a bit, Tsitsipas also. Then when you're in that slump and you've kind of lost confidence, you know, people have had the discussion, oh, you should maybe end the season here. And then, but a few of the guys, I think Medvedev's an example of, he just kept pushing through and he played, and then he basically ended the season with a tournament win. Do you think the solution is to power through? Is that the right way until the results come? Or would you suggest, okay, let's rest and recover and regroup and start fresh?
I do think that's something personal. I do think that, but I also know that if you talk about Medvedev, like I know Gilles pretty well, so the former coach. I think both of them, they made the right call to end up their relationship even after 10 years of unbelievable work together. I think Daniil had a new voice from Thomas Johansson and Rowan Götzke. I think there's a new voice, some new things coming in, so it could also get a new motivation, extra motivation for the player again. And that, I think also that's the reason why at the end of the year he was getting it back together. I think everybody's looking for his solution. By not playing, I don't think it's going to get better. You can step off the court for 2 months and you can go on holidays for 5 weeks and you can practice for 2 weeks and you come back. The problem that you had before is still there. Because like if imagine that you have been nervous or you have been a little bit depressed on the court and you step away from it, the moment you're going to go back on the situation, I do think it's not going to be gone. So I do think you need to go through it. And yes, of course, you want to get through it, and you want to get through it really fast, or the fastest as possible. You don't want to stick in it for 6 months, for example, or for 2 months. You want to have it 2 weeks and then it's done. But sometimes it takes more time. And again, that's also the team around, like what they work on, what they're going to do. How is the player feeling with some things? And I know in the past, like if you talk about some players, well, I know that the teams that have been looking for solutions and they're working hard. And I can tell you some coaches, they got gray hair this year because they're trying to look for the solution and they don't find it. And they get also not depressed, but they get like angry to the situation because they don't want to be in the situation. They were not ready to be in a bad spot and all these things. So yeah, it's not nice to see a player being in a nice spot or in a bad spot. It's not nice to see it at all. And if you get out of that spot, you will only get out of it better or stronger.
Yeah. Very tricky situation. Then are there other ways you think a player can build confidence outside of winning matches? Or is that the only way for you to gain confidence?
Well, I do think that winning matches is going to be key. That's going to be key. But I also do think that you can get confidence, as I said, like if you work 60 days physical and day one, the results are X. And after 60 days, the results are, let's say, 20% better. well, I do think that the person is going to feel better already. And so that I also do think that that's going to get confidence. If you have, for example, a guy, let's say that you have a guy you work with, he has 40% first serves for whole year, and you work on the serve and you get from 40%, you get it up to 55%. Well, for sure, the player is going to like it. So he's going to get more confidence in that as well. And it's still 55. It's not enough yet, but it's improving.
Yeah.
So some people like don't get can some people get confidence just internally, just within, or it needs to be tangible? Like I did this, and then
no, I do think that confidence is also like self-belief. If you have self-belief in yourself, the confidence is already bigger than somebody who has no self-belief or less. So, but I still do think that players in general, well, they get confidence by winning matches. It's not going to be something else. Like that's going to be the key. Winning matches is key. Doesn't matter against who, and doesn't matter what the score is. If you win, you win.
But are you awesome with the point? Because we've seen recently, I might be wrong, but I feel like in recent years we've seen lots of guys who are on the ATP Tour decide to go down to ATP Challenger to play matches, I guess, to get that confidence. Because like you say, because it doesn't matter who you're playing against. If you can just win a few matches, that's going to give you the confidence, and then you can go right back up and play on the tour.
Yeah, but I do think that most of the guys who are going back to the challenge, these are the ones who are getting out of the hundreds. Like if they're 85 in the world and they feel like they don't win a lot, if they drop the coming weeks to 110 or something, they know that they need something, and they hope in that time to get some easier matches. Because let's face it, if you're 85 in the world, you need to play Indian Wells, Miami. Well, your first round, you need to beat somebody who is between 35 in the world and let's say 85 in the world. That's for 30 points. And then you need to beat one seeded guy. It could be number 32, but it could be number 1 as well. That's for 50 points. So it's not easy when you're in that position to make the right schedule, but you need to go to Indian Wells, Miami. So it's possible that in between Indian Wells, Miami, you're going to play a challenger if you lose early.
Yeah, which is a great point, because Alexander Bublik is example number 1 here. He decided to play the Phoenix Challenger. Yeah. Remember? And he said, like, I want to retire. Then he went to play the Phoenix Challenger, and he made it to the final. I think he lost to Fonseca in the final, but then afterwards we saw what he did.
There's another guy, Humbert, a few years ago, did the same.
Yeah. Great points.
Very nice.
Wow.
Well, Kristof, match day. Can you walk us through a match day, what that's like?
Well, match day, it's actually pretty easy. It's a lot of waiting normally. So only if you play if your first match on, then it's easy. But like normally it's, let's say if you play during the afternoon, you have a big breakfast with the guy. He's going back to his room. Normally you will hit before lunch again, like doing the warming up, physical warming up, tennis warming up, half an hour. You have lunch again, and well, then it's a little bit waiting until when you're having the match. But most of the time, the guys start to work out physically again to warm up, let's say 40 minutes, 45 minutes before the match starts. But again, you depend of the opponents, the matches before you. Sorry, not the opponent, the matches before you. So if that goes to 3 sets, well, it's possible you're going to warm up already after the first set. But if it gets to 3 sets, you're starting to warm up again after the second set. So it's always a little bit tricky to know if it's going fast. Well, you're starting to warm up a little bit faster. If it's going slowly, you have more time. Most of the time now between matches, they give you 10, 15 minutes because it's like with the TV rights. So you have moment there's the handshake between guys, you still have 15 minutes. So those last 15 minutes, you use them to do a lot of intense things to make them warm for 100% sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. Taking in a lot of details there. Well, then, how much do you discuss like an opponent before the match? Like, example, Manerino doesn't know anything about who he's going to face. At least that's what he says. Do you follow that same strategy, or you want to study the opponent very well?
No, I will be studying the opponent. That's my job to do that. And I will go to Alex. So I did in the past the 3 we did. Like Alex and I, we spoke about it most of the time between his warming up and the match. we take 15, 20 minutes to talk about it. Sometimes we can talk about it at breakfast already. It depends also like how he feels about it. When he's relaxed at breakfast, we can start talking about it already. If he doesn't, he says, no, I do it later, we do it later. But also don't forget that those guys, the players, they know exactly what they need to do most of the time. Like they also watch a lot of tennis. They know who the opponents are. It's not that they play new guys. It's not like Vacherot is a new guy. That's for sure. We didn't look at him a lot. But like all the other ones, I guess we all know more or less what they do, where we need to be careful for. But first of all, I always say like you need to be ready by yourself. Do your own thing first, and then you'll see where you get.
Do you guys do a lot of film sessions together, Kristof, where you watch together tennis and analyze?
No, with Alex, I said like I only saw like 5 matches with him, so it's different. But I'm always watching back the matches. And the way I did it with him in Almaty and Vienna and Paris is like after the match, I watch it back. I take notes of the match and I send them to look at those kind of points. So it's possible that I send them like, go back to see 2-1 first set, 30-40, look what happened there, or 2-all, 15-all. I make a resume of that. He goes back to that and we talk about it at dinner most of the time. That's what we did.
Wow. Super interesting. Well, how much of maybe these tactical adjustments are made for a player and how much is just focusing on the player's own strengths?
Again, it's going to depend the player. It's going to depend the player. Okay. It depends what he wants to know as well. Like if he's more focused on himself and he's only going from his own strength, or he also wants to know a little bit the strength of the opponents or the weaknesses a little bit by the opponents. That it's going to be like that's one player is different to the other.
Okay. Well, how do you balance like waiting around when you know the match is coming soon, but not sure when exactly?
Well, that's the players most of the time they're in the locker room. The coaches they're not far away from that. We sit in the couch. We got TVs. We watch the tennis matches before us. We talk a little bit. It's a lot of waiting, but we're used to it. So it's not boring at all because like when we sit somewhere, there always, I say like TV screens with all the matches on TV. So we can watch a little bit and time flies that way.
Okay, so like you guys joke around and stay relaxed, or
yeah, that's what we try to do. Yeah.
Okay, or maybe other styles where you want to stay locked in. Like, do you try to do that balance, or it's just
the last 15, 20 minutes when the warming up for the match is on the way? Then there's no time for joking anymore. Then everybody is getting locked in. But before that, I think it's very important to be relaxed before. There's already enough pressure, stress during the matches, or a little bit before the match and during the matches. I do think like if you can relax the moment you can relax, that's already a very positive thing.
Okay. Well, then like asking on like your feeling on the court, like how do you balance between venting out, or the player venting out when he's frustrated on court, and staying calm and poised? Like how can a player work on that?
Well, they can work on it. Well, I think it's the more you're going to be in those positions, the better you're going to handle it. Like, and I do think it's a bit of the character you have. Like, you will never get, let's say, a nervous person in general will never become a normal or calm person. He will always get to the edge. He will always get close to it. But like, I do think like the more you get in positions that stressy positions, the better you're gonna react on it. It's the first couple of times that when you lose it, well, the next time that you're in this position, the situation, that you need to try to do it better. It doesn't mean you're gonna do it right from the first day. That's for sure not. But I think also like there's a lot of mental coaches those days also like that players talk to. That's also something to help. I'm not into that. Like I'm not in those discussions.
Okay.
How much do you want the player to be like allowing them to vent, and how much are you like preferring them to keep it composed? You know, because like Medvedev and Rublev, for example, they have like these big lashing out, and then other players like even Milos Raonic was talking about how he worked a lot to stay composed, but then he regretted it. Like, how do you find that balance where you're like you're still fiery, but you're not exhausting yourself, because if you go too high or you get too emotional, it takes you time to get back in, right? So like, how do you think about that, Kristof?
I don't think you can fight that. You cannot fight the moment that you get nervous or you break a racket. You cannot fight the moment. I think the most important thing is that if you start fighting yourself to stay composed, the problem is there's still a match going on, and you're focused on being composed. But you should be focused on the yellow ball or your serve, the return, or the points that are coming. So I do think if the focus stays on the right thing, it's not that bad. For me, my player, if he's nervous and he breaks a racket, he puts it well. It's not good. It's not good for the image, everything. If he needs to break a racket, he puts it away. He takes a new one, and he is, again, focused on the right thing, and the anger is out of the body. I'm happy with it. If he starts breaking 7 rackets in a row and it's not getting better, well, then we have a problem.
Makes sense.
A point I remembered here, Chris, do you remember? This is an iconic clip that was online when Alex played Zizou Bergs and he was breaking his racket, and on the other side Zizou was moonwalking.
Yeah.
Did you catch
those
that?
kind of images. Yeah, but I think for Alex, for example, Alex at that moment was the last tournament of the year. It had been a long year for him. It has been a struggle for him, in his opinion, the way he was feeling about it. I think losing to Zizou was one thing, but he has been disappointed with a couple of things during the year. I think it came all out of that moment as well. Like doesn't. I don't say it felt like a relief that the year was over, but at some point he was like, okay, this is over. And the anger that he got in him from that match or the weeks before, the months before, it came out of that moment. And well, of course, that the image I have it, like I also saw it and everybody was talking about it, but. For me, it's the frustration that came out of him, out of his body, out of his mind, and well, that's part of the game. It's like the sport is with emotions.
Do you think, Chris, that sometimes, because I love this, I love that you looked at it from like a holistic perspective of this wasn't an incident based on what happened. This is based on lots of things together, lots of variables. Do you think this is something that coaches maybe get wrong? They don't focus on this bigger picture, or is that like common? No, coaches see it from the same perspective that you see it as.
Well, I what I just said about Alex, I know the things that I said now. I know the examples because we spoke about it. We spoke about it during those 3 weeks. We didn't speak about it after the loss against Zizou. We spoke already before it. The frustration that he had, the travels that he had. He was playing Laver Cup. He didn't go home. He was playing in Shanghai. He was playing doubles. He was working his ass off physically with the physical guy. He was getting tired. He knew that Almaty I was coming in there, meeting a new guy. It's stressful for a young guy like that as well. So I think like a lot of things coming in there. But I also do think if you work with the player as a team, you know more or less what is going on in the team. So sometimes players they go nuts on the court and you don't know why. That's another thing. But in this case, I knew why. Like I can relate to something that it's okay.
Yeah, it's a great point you make, because we had a conversation with Michael Tillstrom, and we were talking to him about building the relationship with Denis Shapovalov. And the main thing that he kept hammering at was, I want to build a relationship first. I don't care about tennis. I don't care about, I want to build a relationship so we can understand each other on a deeper level. And then when that's developed, then we can move on to the next thing. So it's very interesting that you also say that exact same point, and it's how important that is to have.
Yeah, I do think it's important. Yeah, I do think it's important to have a good relationship on and off court.
Yeah, very good.
Kristof, we've been keeping you along for a lot of time. We're enjoying it so much. So.
You're getting me again, huh? You're having me again.
I just want to apologize, but also thank you for we're almost done.
Okay,
we're gonna wrap it up, but I have to tell you though, we just love you so much, so we have so much fun. So maybe you're partly to blame, by the way, here for being fun.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next time,
don't be so kind and generous and charismatic.
Yeah, don't be
stop
a kind, nice, fun
Please
person.
stop
Okay, I'll stop it. I'll stop that.
Yeah, you need to. And Chris, I can tell you, we've interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah, great.
And you are by far our favorite. Yes. By far, it's not even close.
Thanks.
It's not even
appreciate
close.
it.
we also have a paddle podcast as well where we talk to other guests who paddle like it. So it's also spans into the paddle universe as well. It's very tough to find a very charismatic and interesting person to talk to for a very long time.
Sure, yeah. You have a lot of questions, huh? You guys are well prepared.
We do.
Well, yeah, but so we're gonna get out of your hair soon. But last question on the match day part: who was the toughest player that you had to prepare for to play against?
To play against?
Like for your player to play against, yeah. Who was the toughest player that you had to prepare for on match day?
Well, I guess it's gonna be somebody like Nadal or somebody like Alcaraz or Sinner. These are Djokovic, the toughest one to play against. Huh? Like I think I told you already with Tallon that we had the discussion. Tallon played Djokovic a few times. I think it's 2023, I guess, or 2022, I don't know. And he got literally smashed. He lost 1 and 2 against him in Doha and Dubai. He had no chance, nothing. And he played him a few times, but he never had a chance. And he played him in the last week of the year in Paris. And when he won the match before, he had to play Djokovic, and he told me straight away, Chris, don't tell me anything about Djokovic. I know what you're going to say. I don't believe it. You're not going to work. It's not going to work out. You can tell me whatever you want. And we didn't prepare the match as we should have done. And in Paris, he lost in 3. He lost in 3 sets, and he was pretty close. He was close to not winning it, but he was really close. So after the match, I told him like, hey, you know what? Next time you can tell me whatever you want, but I'm going to prepare the match like we should. So that's also the proof that you in 90 minutes or whatever, a lot of things can happen.
Yeah. 6-4 in the final set.
I remember that was a close one. It was a dogfight.
He broke back at 4-3 to 4 in the third, and then the crowd got a little bit noisy, and Djokovic was making some gestures to the people, and then 8 points later was done.
Yeah, that's the death of you.
But I do think like preparing players to play Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. These are the toughest ones because they have the aura around them. They have the public with him. They have the crowd with him. They have everything with him. So it's not only you don't only play that opponent. You play a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Crazy. Very crazy. Very true. All right, Chris, we want to get out of your hair, but we are so appreciative of your time. We want to ask you some final rapid-fire fun questions because a lot of fans are definitely wondering about these.
Okay.
And we'll do those, and we'll thank you for your time after that because this has been so awesome, so insightful, so fun.
As
you
usual.
have to really stop being so charismatic and fun because we can just keep going forever.
Lucky we do it only once every 2 years, huh?
Yeah, we're overstaying our welcome, aren't we? But we hope to do it more often.
Okay.
But okay, Chris, here's some quick questions for you because we are curious about them. What's your go-to meal before a match?
A meal for me?
Yeah.
Before the match, before a tennis match?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I eat the same as my player. So I try to have the same diet as him, or we do the same thing. So it's going to be chicken, rice, some veggies, some avocado, some salmon, something like that.
Nice.
All right, nice. Would you rather have a great forehand or a great backhand?
Oh, forehand. Can't play backhand. I have no good backhand.
Fair enough. Would you rather have a great drop shot or a great smash overhead?
Oh, drop shot. Smash overhead, you don't need it. Like, you need it twice a match, maybe.
Agreed. Spoken like a true coach. Who has the biggest, best forehand right now?
The biggest, best forehand now on circuit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Alcaraz. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alcaraz.
Nice. And the best backhand?
Then I need to go with Sinner, but I think Djokovic is close. But I'm gonna go with Sinner now.
Okay.
All right. Best serve?
Oh, best serve. Who has the best serve? Who is serving unbelievable, guys? Help me out here.
Shelton.
Pesci, Pericard.
Pesci.
Sinner.
I'm gonna go with Draper.
Oh.
Lefty.
Okay.
Lefty, very sneaky good serve.
Okay.
Okay. Better than Shelton's serve.
Different. It's not the same speed, but the placement of the shot, I think it's pretty good.
Okay, very nice.
But I don't look
Who has
only
the
for the
best-
speed, huh?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
you have a
Djokovic.
better eye for this. Best volleys.
Dimitrov.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
I give
But-
some answers that you're not expecting. And what do you guys want me to expect my answer? You put the name already, what I'm gonna say or not?
Well, if we knew who you were going to say, we wouldn't be sitting here probably.
No,
right?
that's true.
We'd be probably coaching Alex Michelsen. Best mover.
Sinner Alcaraz, like it's the same, no?
Okay. What's your biggest prediction for the 26th season?
Ooh.
That's my biggest. No, it's not the biggest. I think that some young guys, let's say the 21-year-old guys, 20 years, like the Fonsecas, Michelsens, I think a few of them, they're going to be top 20 at the end of the year.
No,
Wow.
amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Let's say that
I
three.
believe-
Let's say that 3 guys will end up top 20.
I like it. I like it. I'll up you. I think 4.
any of those maybe.
Who was
top
the
10?
4th?
Who's the fourth, Smite?
That's why I
Who's
said
my
top
4th?
20. I'm not sure. No, top.
I think I like your boy a lot. I like your boy. I like Wowzhao. I like Lerner.
Menchik.
And I like Menchik.
I was going to say you forget
Already.
Mensik. Oh, that's a 4th one. Yeah, we go with. I keep 3. I keep 3
That's
top
fair.
20.
Top 10?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Fair.
Who's going to get the career slam first? Sinner or Alcaraz?
Good question.
Then I go with Alcaraz.
Ooh.
So
This
it
is a
answers
good
the
lead
next
into this question. Who will win the Australian Open in 26? Obviously, your boy is in the pool, but excluding your boy, who's in the run? Who do you have as the one taking it?
I go with Alcaraz, yeah.
Ooh. Over Sinner back to back. You heard it here first. Kristof Vliegen agrees with me.
I think so. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been trading blows, Chris, so obviously
Yeah,
it
so
makes
it's like
sense what
it's-
I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. But I think you have 50% chance to be right on this one.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
yeah, it's 50-50.
Exactly how it is.
it's 50-50. It's 50-50. Well, Chris, this has been amazing. We've loved talking to you for every second. We learned so much every single time. You make us feel like rookies of tennis, even though every time we think we're so hardcore and that we understand a lot. But then we talk to you and
You
we
get some
realize
insights. I give you some insight.
there are levels. There are levels to this thing, and there's a reason why one of the best prospects in tennis right now, you're his coach. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thanks.
And I hope you keep doing us this honor of allowing us to speak to you
Yeah, no.
when we can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
Thanks, guys.
We could. I myself, I'm just so happy for you that you're with Alex right now. You know, we've loved you since the first discussion we had, and the fact that you're getting to be with one of these top guys. And we're your number one fans. We're gonna be cheering you. I think you've seen we've been cheering you on even when you were with Tal back with Tal.
Yeah.
And
That's about it.
we're gonna continue to cheer you on. Can't wait to
Thanks.
see what you guys do in the future. And really hyped for you for the 2026 season.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks
Wishing
a
you
lot, guys.
All the best. All the best.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the problem
Always-
with this, Chris, is that I get really delusionally optimistic. So now I'm like gonna be picking Alex for slams and stuff. And so I hope you don't start
You're
feeling
early.
any pressure.
Don't. You're early. Don't get too early. Easy going.
I'm
Don't put
hyped
pressure.
though. I'm hyped.
Don't put extra
I'm too
pressure on
hyped
me.
already.
I'm always so excited when we watch it, like when you're there on court, like, oh, Kristof's right there, Kristof, hey, Kristof.
That's nice.
Chris, can we join you in a box once? Like if we make it to a tournament with you, can we join you in a box? Like
That's gonna depend on my player if he likes it or not. That's gonna he's gonna give the answer, not me.
Would he like hardcore cheering?
Well, he's into it. Yeah, he likes it when
Okay.
he likes when the team is behind him. Yeah, he likes to feel that everybody is involved in it.
Then we're your guys, Chris.
We can offer
We're your
that.
guys.
We can definitely
That's
bring
good.
that to the table.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's
All right.
awesome. And we hope that you allow us to talk to Alex soon enough, although we want him grinding and getting locked in. But hopefully
good.
you can give us some time to talk to him soon enough.
Yeah, that'd be
Perfect.
cool.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, huh?
That'd be cool.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Kristof.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much, Chris.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
See you
Chris.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Ciao, ciao.
You're the best.
Bye.
Thank you for your
Thanks,
time.
man.
Bye bye.
Guys, this was an amazing conversation with Coach Kristof Vliegen. We hope you really enjoyed it. He has so many unique insights about the game, how he is coaching Alex Michelsen right now, what's like prepping for the top players like Sinner Alcaraz. So many cool thoughts about the tour. We hope you enjoyed that. If you like that, go check out our last interview with Coach Kristof Vliegen. That was also super interesting and hilarious as well. I think you're going to love it. And subscribe so you can get all your tennis stories here. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.